Hey folks, Lonnie back here. We're out in the shop tonight. This is technically going to be the first video that I coming back as far as mower related. I'm getting back into the building off-road mowers, racing mowers, crazy stuff with some lawnmowers and other stuff. I've got plenty of great ideas going in my head, but nothing solid just yet. Real quick rundown of what I do have over here. I've got a Murray wide body, got a Sears S16, and I've also got, that is my buddy Noah's. I've also got an old Huffy hood and back. I'm not going to tell you the plans for it, but anyhow, for all my LS guys, I'm not getting away from the LS stuff. I'm still going to be doing LS stuff. I've also got plans here pretty soon to make a LS harness. Another one, I've already done one, but this will be for like a 6.0. Anyhow, this video is going to be a teardown video of a Peerless MST 820 transaxle. I'll show you the model number, if you can see it. I don't know why I said MST, but it's a Peerless 820. You can see the 820 up top right there. This is the 028A edition. Anyhow, the input shaft is not wanting to spin by hand at all, or with pliers for that matter. So I want to pop it open and see what's going on the inside. So this will be the first video with the GoPro, so don't haggle me if it's a little shaky because it's the older GoPro Hero 3 White Edition, but I just acquired it. So we're going to try to do a video real quick and show you the disassemble of this, and I'll explain to you as I'm going through. Alright guys, these are the tools you're going to need. You're going to need a hammer of some sort, a screwdriver, probably a couple of them, because when you get all these bolts out around it, you're going to want to pop the case apart. You're going to need some pliers right here to take this pin, this keeper off right here. This keeps this axle or the input shaft from falling down inside of there. Going to need a flat-headed screwdriver also to take out your plug here if you want to take it all the way out. You're going to need a number 5 Allen wrench to take out your shifting Allen bolt right here. What this does is it's got a little spring and a ball on the bottom of it, and that is when you shift this, that spring and that ball, the spring keeps tension down on the ball and it keeps it in gear. You're going to need some sort of wrench, either a ratchet socket, nut driver, little impact gun, something to use for a socket. You're also going to need a 1/2 inch socket for the outside casing bolts, and you have one in the center right here. You're also going to need a 3/8 to take the brake system off on the side here. So let's get started. I'm using air, so that's just what I choose to use. You don't have to use air if you don't want to, but that's what I'm going to. So we'll start out here. Just going to set all the bolts out right here. Do not forget you have one right here in the very center. We will take a magnet and get this one out.
She added breadsticks to it because it was like 40 cents cheaper with breadsticks.
Alright, if you don't care, just give that to the kids. Tell them save me some and save me some breadsticks. If you want to a couple pieces of it? No, I'll grab you a couple pieces. Alright, now we've got all the bolts out around here on the outside diameter, or perimeter, I'm sorry. We're going to move on to the next step. Change this 1/2 inch out for the 3/8. We're going to get this brake piece off right here. Alright, just going to put this bolt back in here. This will slide right off. This is your disc, your brake disc. Alright, you have 2 little brake pads. One will go inside of this with a metal keeper. It'll have a metal keeper first, and then you'll put your little brake pad on right after that. It sits in there just like that. This one will go on the opposite side. So, let's take this little keeper off. This holds the shifter on. It's not this easy to get off, but I've already pried it up. Set it right here. And again, don't forget to take out the Allen head here. Work it back and forth because it's going to have dirt on it. And you don't want to strip the threads, so just turn a little bit and then come back. Got my buddy Noah over here. Say hi, Noah.
Howdy.
You'll know once you get it loose enough to where you can just keep on spinning it without going back and forth. Every time you go back and forth, you're just cleaning the threads off. So any rust or anything that might be on there, or corrosion, because the housing is aluminum and this little Allen cap, I guess you'd call it, whatever, it's metal. So now we can just unscrew it. Alright, that's it right there. That's all it is just a plug. I'm going to lay that right here. We're going to get the handy dandy magnet again. See if we can, well, it ain't wanting to come out. But we know we don't have no pressure on it, so that'll be good. The next thing to do is crack this baby apart. So, take off the little rubber washer, and we'll try to see if we can't get this apart here. You'll find a good solid spot to hit it on. Just like that. This is the easiest one I've ever taken apart. Just keep on prying around it. Alrighty, I think she's ready to fall apart. Now you're going to have probably some gears inside of the top that's going to try to come with it. I think I may have spoke too soon about being easy. Alright, let's try to knock this out right here. Alrighty. Well, as you can see, set this to the side right here. This is your shifter fork. That's the thing I was just tapping. And you can see how full this thing is. Let me set this up here. This is the inside of your Peerless 820. Let's see if we can get this input shaft to spin without tension on it. Alright, so it still don't want to spin even though the case is apart. So that means there's something wrong inside of here. I'm going to set this to the side and we're going to work on just this piece here. Man, I don't know how to act with having my hands free for recording. We're going to just turn this over. Go ahead and pull this shifter fork out. We're going to look for our ball bearing because our shifter fork should have a ball. I'll show you where it's at. A tensioning ball. Okay, there's the shifter. You can see how corroded that is. That is actually ate up pretty good. It's got rust on it. I kind of feel like Fearless front now. He took his apart and it was all bad. So now I feel like the same boat that he's in. I can still save this though, so that's just a lot of surface rust, I can tell. I'll wire wheel that and clean it up. But anyhow, I'll set this right here. You can see this spot right here where the tip of the screwdriver is. Right there. That is where the spring is. So that's supposed to have a ball bearing on it, sitting on it right there. And what that does, it goes up against this right here. This has some grooves on it. And that allows it to be firm when you shift it and not let it just have a lot of flop in it. So, let me steal this nail right here and I might be able to get this spring right here out of here. Or not. Okay, maybe not. We'll worry about the spring here in a minute. What I want to do is get me a different pair of gloves. That's what I want to do. Cough, boy. Alrighty. Now, let's get this key out of here. Alright, I'm gonna cheat. There we go. There's the key. And yeah. Now let's see. Get these here. Golly. All right, we got that off of there. Should be another one right here. Right around this, there should be one. Yep, there it is. We'll go ahead and take that one off also. That'll allow this gear to come off.
A few moments later.
Oh, I got it off. That's that little bugger right there. Alright, now this gear should alright folks, putting this up here in a vise just to create a little gap so that I can hit down on this. No, you want to tap it with that hammer real quick. Just barely tap it. Alrighty. Alright, that's your input shaft right there. That's what that thing looks like. Set that to the side also. Here is the gear. Yeah, it just needed to be cleaned up. You can see how it was seized up on top of that. That's the problem right there. Yeah, so that's not really too bad. It just basically dried out in between here. So like, I could put some lube on this, put some on here. This is some real thick grease. I don't like to run the grease in them. I like running the oil. We'll put some more right through here. Got plenty on it. Alright, now we're just going to slide this right back through here. Straight through here. Tell you what. Alright, tap this again. Oh, no, now tap it. Okay. What we'll do, we'll go ahead and put a little bit of lube on this too, because it'll help slide up through that shaft. Now we can tip this up. This is splined. That way that gear can go on there. Now we just barely tap this in here. Just like that. And this all goes back on there, and they end up getting married and living happily ever after, and you know, things of that nature. Hey, well, we're just gonna pull it all out. Heck with it. There we go. Now, put it all back down in there. We'll sit there for a minute. And guess what we're fixing to do again? You got it. Change gloves. In a minute. See, I've got a bent key right here. I'm going to attempt to straighten this out. I'm probably going to fail with my hands really nasty. Gosh. This stuff is some nasty stuff. You don't want to get it all over yourself, trust me. Alright. I have no rags out here, no paper towels. Lovely. Alright. We have a rag. So, that was the problem, the reason why that input shaft did not want to spin. It's because it was basically, this thing has set up for a while, obviously. I will take all of this out, clean it all up. I'll put a new spring and a bearing in there. So let's attempt to try to straighten this thing the best we can. Ha! Well, I lucked out on that one, didn't I? Hey, I'll take it any day. Huh. Let me get some gloves because I know this is fixing to get nasty. Tell you what, let's just do it this way. Push it over 1/4 at a time. Bada bing, bada bang, bada bing, bang, boom. Okay, we got that back on. Swipe our hands off on our slightly brand new rag. It's just newly used. Now what we're going to do is push this back through. Just like that. Come flip it back over. We'll clean this side off because we don't want the cooties. No, do you want any cooties?
No, I'm good.
No, I don't want no cooties. Alright. Here's the big retaining clip. We're going to put it on here. Alright, Noah, you want to push down on that? I think the shaft is trying to push in on us. Okay. Live action, boys, live action. Live action, boys. Got y'all some live action. Now we'll take our screwdriver here, clean it off best we can. We're going to make sure this thing is seated in here. Ain't nobody got no time. And it's not seated in there, I can see that already. My hands are slippery, so. Alright, Noah, I'm going to hold up on this and you tap that screwdriver if you don't care. There we go. It was just, it needed Noah's touch. There we go, fellas. Now, let's see if she'll turn. Look at there. Look at there, look at there. Turning like a brand new used one. That's what I'm talking about. See, she's working good now. We got an Amber Alert. Let's see if we can hit okay. Ha! What? There we go. Back to the regularly scheduled program. Let's try to see if we can get this spring out of here. And I accomplished it. Yep, got her out of there. So, this tensioner can go back in here. First, let's clean this off a little bit. It won't hurt to give her a little bit of lube. Oh yeah. Alright, whenever you put this back on here, rule of thumb is to keep that flush with it. You'll be able to tell. That keeps plenty enough tension down on the gear selector. See, boys, we in business. And gear selector, it just goes straight back down the side of this right here. But we're not going to put it down in there right now because we got to put this inside of the rear end first. It'll make it a whole lot easier. So we'll set this over here. Set this case up here. Right now, we're going to take a look at this. As you can see, there's water inside of this. So this thing has been sitting out inside of the weather, apparently. You can, let me take one of these caps off here. These are these are almost like a U-joint. They have needle bearings. And if you'll notice, see if I can clean it off. This cap has an indent on this side and this side. This side is raised up higher than this side. When you put this cap back on the shaft here and you put it back together, this cap, this raised part will set right on top of here. I'll show you. You'll see the groove if you don't have no dirt in your way. And it'll sit down in there. On both sides. Both sides go the same way. You also have some more up here and some more right here. But this is not as bad as the one that Todd has torn apart. Mine, I mean, it's actually got lube in it. His is pretty rough. I'm not going to say it's not fixable, because it is. You'd be amazed what a wire wheel will do. A lot of this looks really, really bad, but it's actually not. What I will end up doing is I'm going to lube all this, because you can see this is rusted here. This thing has set for a long time. But what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to pull this whole thing out, clean every bit of this up, and if I do go back with grease, I'll repack it with some good grease. The ends of it down here, these are packed bearings. They pretty well, you know, they seal this transmission up. What I would do is run me a bead of like silicone or something like that around the outside, just to help. But you want to make sure everything is really, really clean before you do it all. You see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gears plus the reverse. So it's not really hard. What makes this thing special is this chunk right here. I'm going to pull it out for you real quick, and you'll see it's not like a regular transaxle that you take apart. It's basically got the spider gears. This is a bolted together unit. I said I was going to take it apart, and I am. There we go. As you can see, that is one chunk. It's got bolts in it all the way around this right here. You can take this apart, and that is basically one big chunk. It's got spider gears on the inside of the housing, essentially, and that is basically how you lock it. There's videos on there on how to lock them. I'm not sure yet whether or not I want to lock this one. As far as I can remember, my memory's not really great, I've never locked one. Can you remember us ever locking a rear end? I thought we just left ours open, didn't we? Just open differential. A locked rear end, they're cool, but it's a lot of stress on it. But if I was to lock a rear end, it would be one of these Peerless 820s, because you have a 1-inch axle. When you lock these, I believe there's several different ways you can lock them. You can even take and run a straight axle through here, and then make a locker that goes on the inside of here, and it locks onto your axle. So, but you can see it needs to be cleaned up. It looks worse than what it really is. A lot of this is just a lot of grease. So anyhow, I'm gonna stop the video right here because I'm not going to show me cleaning it all up. That would take way too long, because this thing really, really needs a good bath. So, with that being said, I am going to stop the video here. Please continue to watch and subscribe to my YouTube if you're not already subscribed. This is going to get really, really interesting, because when I stopped doing mowers 2 years ago, I got rid of everything. So basically we're starting over from scratch, other than my old Sears lawnmower. I have learned so much more about fabricating and stuff like that since I've not been working on lawnmowers. So, with that being said, God bless each and every one of y'all, and just subscribe. Thank you.